Welcome to the initself channel. If you're interested in self-development, you've probably watched videos on how to create the perfect morning routine. They recommend taking a cold shower, exercising, working on an important project, and so on. However, the problem is that when we finally wake up, our body simply refuses to take action. Despite our desire for the perfect morning and even planning it in advance, it always seems to slip away from us. In this video, I want to share one of the most effective productivity tools backed by scientific research. This method will help you not only structure your morning, but also adapt it to any activity in your life. To understand how it works, let's dive into the science behind it. It's pretty obvious that there's a big gap between wanting something and actually doing it. You can want your room to be clean, but that doesn't mean you'll get up and clean it. You can want to start learning a new profession, fully aware of all its benefits, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll take action. In other words, you can really want something, but still do absolutely nothing about it. Despite this, many people try to boost their motivation, believing that a strong enough desire will push them into action. If they're not doing anything, they assume it just means they don't want it badly enough. That's why people are often told to watch motivational videos, listen to interviews with successful people, and daydream about how great life will be once they reach their goals. However, it's not as effective as it seems. Research shows that motivation alone doesn't lead to action. There's a huge gap between wanting something and actually taking action. Research shows that motivation alone doesn't lead to action. This is called the gap between values and actions, the disconnect between what people say and believe and what they actually do. This gap is huge and hard to overcome. You can fill yourself with motivation all you want, but its effect might be short-lived or not work at all. That's why in this video, we'll try to find a way to bridge the gap between motivation and action. Let's start with an example from our country. Here in the US, we have a high rate of poor health among the population, and our government spends massive amounts on healthcare. That's not sustainable, so for a long time, they've been trying to figure out how to encourage people to live healthier lifestyles. Scientists developed many theories. First came the locus of control theory, but it didn't yield significant results. Then came the motivation theory, the idea that if people understand the benefits of exercise, they'll start doing it. Unfortunately, that didn't work either. We all know that no matter how much we hear about the benefits of working out, only about 20% of people actually start. So, scientists kept searching for solutions and eventually developed the theory of planned behavior. This theory suggests that planning is key. You tell yourself that tomorrow you'll do the dishes or that you'll start working out on Monday. You put it in your schedule and wait for that day to come. While this approach led to some success, even people with a strong intention to do the dishes didn't always follow through. They knew how important physical activity was, they wanted results, and they even wrote down their intentions. But it still wasn't enough. Recently, the implementation intentions theory was developed. According to a 2018 meta-analysis, this is the most effective way to push yourself to do what needs to be done, bridging the gap between values and actions. The core idea of this theory is that we must think in detail and with specificity about how and what we're going to do. For example, instead of just saying, "I'll work out tomorrow," you tell yourself, "Tomorrow at 9 a.m. when my alarm goes off, I will get off the couch, walk into the next room, and complete 3 exercises from my list." The more detailed and specific your plan, the more effective it becomes. For even better results, visualize the situation and imagine yourself taking action. For example, if someone offers you a cigarette, picture yourself taking a deep breath, exhaling, and saying no. It's important to create a clear mental image of how the event will unfold, where you'll be, who will offer the cigarette, and even the smell of tobacco smoke. Studies show that this approach directly impacts brain function. So when your alarm goes off at 9 a.m. and it's time to work out, you'll find that your plan was so well thought out that your actions will feel almost automatic. This way, you'll experience fewer negative emotions and barely rely on willpower. Your response will become automatic, happening before you even have time to think about whether you want to work out or not. Anyone who has taken a self-discipline course knows that the key is to eliminate choice when facing a difficult decision, whether it's washing the dishes or getting off the couch to exercise. It should happen automatically. You shouldn't even stop to think about what to do. The goal is to create conditions where your brain naturally chooses the right action on its own. The theory of implementation intentions helps with this. We pre-program our brain for specific actions in a given situation. It's similar to practicing techniques in martial arts. you train your movement so that in a stressful situation, you act automatically without making complex decisions. Detailed planning works the same way. According to 2019 data, the key factor is predicting what will happen around you and how you will respond. The more accurate your prediction, the easier it will be to act. You'll feel as if you're moving along a pre-planned path, almost like experiencing déjà vu. It's also helpful to use an obstacle overcoming plan. Ask yourself what challenges might arise when it's time to work out and come up with solutions. For example, if my alarm doesn't go off, I'll do my workout as soon as I remember. This approach enhances the effectiveness of implementation intentions. Motivation alone isn't enough, and simply having plans isn't sufficient either. Try imagining a specific situation where you'll need to make a tough choice. Research shows that this method is more than twice as effective as relying on motivation alone. Now, let's combine all these theories and put them into practice. Let's create the perfect morning, and I have a solution for you to experience the power of this technique firsthand. I call it the Power Hour. In the evening, before bed, visualize what will happen in the morning. Ideally, fall asleep with this thought in mind. Imagine waking up and spending the first hour of your day working on your most important project. It could be reading, writing a book, doing homework, working on a thesis, going for a run, or drawing. The key is to picture yourself getting out of bed, freshening up, and diving into your task. Visualize this hour in vivid detail. Think about possible obstacles and how you'll handle them. I've noticed that when I set myself up for a power hour the night before, it becomes much easier to follow through in the morning, something backed by scientific research. In this sense, the evening is the perfect start to the day. From a scientific perspective, the most effective way to get things done is to carefully think through the specific situation in advance. Try planning your perfect morning the night before, a power hour dedicated to the most important task in your life. You can achieve this by going to bed and waking up an hour earlier. Most people spend their evenings on their phones anyway. Why not give this a try? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear how your experience compares to my observations. Thank you for watching the video. I hope it helps you grow and find more joy in life. Wishing you the best of luck.